Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Diego with the beautiful Karina here in Bogota, Colombia, 10,300 feet above sea level. And like I promised you guys, we would have a live stream on Friday. And here we are, 7:30 at 7:30 p.m. Bogota time. So that's 6:30 p.m. Florida time in the Panhandle. And here we are, guys. Let's get some questions. Arsenal forever. Diego. Now we today we were all over Bogota, and we still couldn't find any Mountain Dew. So I got this H2O. H2O. Whatever that. It tastes pretty good. My throat's kind of dry and kind of sore. I don't know why. Must be because of the altitude and the climate change here. I'm at 10,300 feet, and I'm used to being at sea level near the beach. So here it goes. Let me take a swig and we get this thing rolling. Now, there were people asking me what size is the photo requirement for the hospital for the medical in Bogota, Colombia. Bogota, Colombia, the medical doctors require a photo that's a little bit bigger than the passport photo so that they can print the medical information for the embassy. If you live in Bogota, Colombia, like we do, we live in Bogota. It's an hour away from the hospital, but we live here. We can pick up our well, Karina can pick up the medical documents from the doctor's office and then carry them over to the embassy. If you don't live in Bogota, if you live in Medellin, Santa Marta, Cartagena, you come to Colombia, you come to Bogota, you do the medical exam, and because of the logistics of you not living in Bogota, the hospital will send the documents to the embassy for you. Tina, hello. It's been a while, but I'm glad to see you reunited. Tina, we have been reunited now for a week, and we're still working for you guys on the YouTube channel. See, even though I'm in Colombia, technically I'm not the most technical person in the world, but here we are on a live stream. Imagine that, right? Jody Fairfield, hi Diego and Karina, so happy to see you together. Hope you're having a wonderful time. We're having a fantastic time going to medical exams, biometric exam. Listen, guys, if you're in Colombia, when you go to your biometric exam, the biometrics, you got to bring your DS-160 confirmation page. You got to have that, okay? If you don't have your DS-160 confirmation page, you're going to have to find, there's places you can go in the barrier to print it and then get back in line for the biometrics. But you got to have the DS-160 confirmation page for everybody. So if you got your beneficiary and 2 kids, you got to have 3 DS-160s. And then the biometrics people, they're going to go and look and make sure the name's correct, the date of birth's correct, and all that. Arsenal Forever finally got the email from the consulate, waiting for slots to open for biometrics and visa interview. How are slots opened? As I have been constantly trying for the last 2 days. 2 days. Just keep looking, but you're at the end of this process, okay? Arsenal Forever, keep looking. That's all you can do. Okay? Come on now, you got this. Bud Garcia, hello Diego and Karina from Washington State. Hope everything is going well for you both. We're great. We're just trying to figure out who to give all this stuff away to when we leave Colombia. Bryant Gonzalez. Diego, I got to figure out this thing here. Hold on a second. Bryant Gonzalez. Diego, since my son will very likely be born in Mexico, well, congratulations. No problem with that. Before my visa process ends up resolving, would I need to be present at my child's birth? No, you don't have to be. To give him my citizenship status? No, you don't. You don't have to be there for the child's birth to give citizenship status, but you got to make sure that your beneficiary registers the birth at the U.S. consulate or U.S. embassy, either in Ciudad Juarez or in Mexico City. You got to register the child as a U.S. citizen. Your beneficiary can do that, but she's going to need your passport, your birth certificate, and your name has to be on the birth certificate of your child. Okay, register the birth at the embassy, and then that child just needs a passport. The child doesn't need a K2 visa. Hooray! Just a passport, okay? It's easy. Bud, you got this. Don't stress it. All right, Brian, you got that. Brian Gonzalez, and then Arsenal Forever. Helping us all. You got that right. Good, Karina being acquired by Diego. Well, Karina is the blessing to me from heaven, okay? Via all the blessings from your viewers. Well, Karina is a blessing to me, and when she went for a medical exam, I was with her. When she went to the biometrics, I was with her. Even though they threw me out of the biometrics, they said, "What are you doing in here?" I said, "I'm with my prometida." What do you think I'm doing here? I mean, it's a stupid question, right? Well, you can't be in here. You got to leave. So I went and sat down with the Australian guys. There's people waiting for visas, Colombians waiting for visas to go to Australia. So I sat down with those folks, and I'm just sitting there, and this security guy comes up to me and says, "What are you doing?" He's talking to me in Spanish. I know what he said. I said, "I'm waiting for my fiance to get her biometrics." "Are you going to Australia?" "No, man, I'm an American. I'm not going to Australia. I am going to the United States soon with my prometida." "Oh, why are you sitting here?" "Because I'm waiting for Karina. She's getting her biometrics." And then after he got done giving me the third degree interrogation, Karina comes out of the biometrics and waves like, "Hello, hello, hello." And then the security guy shut up and he walked away. So I got to hang out with the Australian visa section because I wasn't going to go sit outside. Antonio Martinez, does USCIS accept copies of divorce decrees, or do they have to be ones with the embossed seal, or can they just be copies? You got to go to your, it doesn't have to be embossed, okay? But you have to go to to the government office where the divorce decrees are. You go in there and say, "Hey, I need a certified copy of my divorce decree." And then they will they will print it for you. They will certify it with a pretty color like purple or blue or whatever, black, whatever, and sign it. And then you pay the lady for the divorce decree, and that is a certified original. That's what you got to bring that's what your beneficiary has to bring to the visa interview. Okay? You gotta have the certified copy, not a copy of the certified copy. If you have a Xerox copy of it, it's no good. You gotta have the original signature and the stamp on the divorce decree. And the divorce decree has to be the finalized one, not the magistrate's one. I've seen people getting the 221G hold on their K1 visa because they brought the magistrate's divorce decree, which is like the magistrate signs off on it and says, "You guys are divorced." But the judge is the person that approves it. So you got to have the judge's signature and approval on the divorce decree. And it has to be an original certified, okay? Not a copy, not a Xerox copy. You got it? And what I recommend you do is get a business card from the office that the government office that holds your divorce decrees. Get a business card from I can't remember what they call the guy. Not the comptroller, but put his business card or her business card with the divorce decree. And let's see here. I don't want to miss anybody. Angel Tate, hi Diego. How long after receiving the NOA2 letter will proceed to the next step? About 2 to 3 months, Angel. You got to wait for the MVC welcome letter, or the K1 FTP letter is what it's called. The K1 FTP letter has the case number and the names of the persons going on the K1 visa. You got to print a couple of copies of that because the doctor's office will require it when you go for your medical exam. In Bogota, Colombia, it's called the MVC, whatever. I can't remember. But I printed it, and then I printed the list of travelers too. So it's about 2 to 3 months, and then you get the MVC welcome letter, or the K1 FTP letter is what it is. And then the embassy's in Jamaica. Yeah, that's fine. And then what you do is you're going to go ahead and process the visa from the K1 FTP. You're going to go to in transit. You're going to get your status will be in transit, and then it's going to be ready status. And then when you get the ready status, send an email to the embassy in Jamaica and say, hey, it's Angel checking in. This is my, this is my date of birth. This is my full name, my passport number, and all that jazz. And then you're going to wait for the K1 FTP letter. And then you can start processing the visa. And I learned that in Costa Rica, the pre-check is the biometrics. So if you are in Costa Rica waiting for your K1 visa, the pre-check is the biometrics, okay? Bud Garcia, Angel Tate, hola Karina.
Hola.
Angel says hello. Bud Garcia, I was wondering if the biometrics is part of the visa fee. Yes, it is. When you pay the visa fee of $265, okay, that includes the biometrics fee. Because I wasn't fully sure, and Karina went down to the biometrics with her appointment and said, hey, how do I pay for this? And they said, well, if you have an appointment, it's already paid for. So it's included in the visa fee. And then even though Karina had to make that long trip to the biometrics place, she learned where it was. And when we went back the second time to do the biometrics was yesterday, we knew exactly where the office was. And we knew what we had to bring, the DS-160s and all that jazz. Kusama Legrari, I have a question. Case is ready status from Morocco, and I heard that I need to pay fee for DS-160. No, and I don't know if they really, because they pay everything in the interview. Okay, listen, Kusama, the DS-160 is absolutely free. When you process the DS-160 and submit it to the embassy, make sure you print the confirmation page. And if you have more than one person traveling to the United States on a K2, you got to do a DS-160 for each person, okay? One for you, one for the kid, one for each child, whatever the case may be. That's a free form. Then when you have printed the confirmation page for your DS-160, the embassy, but then you can go in and start the visa processing. And every embassy's got their own way of doing business. In Bogota, Colombia, okay, right here, when I helped Karina with her DS-160, I helped her with it. The next step was to pay the visa fee. And I paid the visa fee on my credit card. I just paid it. It's $265 a person, which includes the biometrics, okay? Once you pay the visa fee, then the embassy in Bogota allowed me to go in and look for a visa interview date. And I found it to be November 16th. And biometrics was November 9th, which was yesterday. So we did the biometrics yesterday, and now the visa interview is the last thing we got to do, November 16th, the scary visa interview. You got it? You understand? You understand the packet 3, packet 4 email from the embassy is the embassy telling you, come on, guys, stop processing your visa. The ready status means that the embassy has your stuff. They got your visa. The MVC sent it to them. They've got your stuff. Ready doesn't mean the embassy's ready for you. Ready means that they got your stuff, and now you have to wait for the embassy to send you the packet 3, packet 4 email so you can process your K1 visa. And I hope Dina's watching, because she keeps asking me that same question over and over. Now, if they say, which country are you talking about, Kasama? Morocco, right? Morocco says you pay everything in the interview. Okay. Well, if the U.S. Embassy in Morocco says you got to pay the visa fee at the interview, pay it at the interview. But I think you may probably have to go pay it at a bank first, and then the embassy takes it from the bank. Dane Phillips, hey Diego, finally was able to set up the interview and biometrics, also set up the medical interview. Thanks for all your help. Dane, I know you could do this. You did it. You did all the work. You did all the legwork. I just kind of helped guide you, because it's not an easy process. If you don't know how to do this, immigration is not the most helpful body of government in the world. So you got to kind of figure it out. Well, now you have this channel. You can jump on the channel and then watch it. You don't have to be here live. If you don't, you can watch it later, but you'll get the answers to the questions. And Angel says, hola. Let me see here. Arsenal forever. Good karma, Diego. Yeah, we're good. We're up here on the 4th floor of our apartment, okay? And so the traffic noise sometimes gets a little loud, So I can't do the live streams during the day. It's too much noise. I mean, it's a big city. So this is the best time to do the live stream, guys, so you can not get interrupted by the bustle of this capitalist country, which we love. Jody Fairfield, will you be back in Florida by Christmas? Oh, yes, definitely. Family talking about coming down to Fort Walton to celebrate the New Year. Great. We'd love to meet up. There's no problem. Isabel would love to meet Karina. Would love to meet you both. Okay. We'll be in Florida, hopefully this month. Okay. We got business we got to take care of. Once Karina has her visa, we got stuff to do. We got to offload this apartment, and things we got to do. But hopefully, and I'm thinking we will be out of here by the end of the month. Dane Phillips, hey Diego, for the visa interview in Bogota, can I accompany my fiance inside? Yes, you can. You can, Dane. You can accompany your promise. You can go and sit there and get interrogated also if you want. I'll be with Karina. If the immigration officer asks Karina, when was the last time you saw your sponsor? It was right here. He's sitting next to me. And the immigration officer is going to go, okay, that's great. Tina, I finally sent my I-129F packet. Okay, so you finally sent off your K1 visa packet and received a text today with receipt number. There you go. That's the first step. And they will be sending the I-797C, that's your NOA1 letter, in the mail. Our journey is just beginning. Tina, well done. You survived the first round of the NOA1 letter. Okay, good job. That means you filled out the packet, the I-129F form properly. You filled out the check properly to U.S. Homeland Security, U.S. Department of Homeland Security, and your K1 visa package didn't have any documental, any errors in it, and it's now going to be headed off to the service center. And when it gets to the service center, then you're going to wait for the second round, okay? And we're here to guide you. Hannah 101, hello. Does everyone have to fill out the I-134 and take it to the interview? Everyone. How do you mean does everyone? Your sponsor does. Hannah 101. The sponsor is the person who fills out the I-134 Declaration of Financial Support. The sponsor. If you have a joint sponsor, the joint sponsor will fill out the I-134. Okay? So only the sponsor fills it out. The beneficiary does not touch the form I-134. The beneficiary's got nothing to do with it. The only time a person, a foreign national, will fill out the I-134 is if he or she is coming to the United States on vacation. Okay? That's it. If you're coming to the United States on a K1 visa to get married, which is why you're on this channel to hang out with us, the sponsor fills out the I-134. The sponsor signs it and dates it. And the assets and income for the beneficiary is going to be zero. Everything's going to be zero because the beneficiary is going to leave his or her country of residence and move to the United States. So if your beneficiary is working, let's say in the Philippines, she has a job or whatever, she's going to quit her job and come to America. So the I-134 needs to show zero for her income and assets for the beneficiary. And Jody, we would love to meet up with you guys in Fort Walton Beach. That's close to us, where we live. Let me see here. Corinne is my technical expert on this thing. And let me see. She's my technical assistant. And when I hit this button thing, I miss half the questions. Nick, hi Diego. I got my NOA 2 letter Monday, and it was dated October 27th. Okay. When should I expect to hear from NBC? In 2 to 3 months, Nick. So October 27th. So let's say November, December. So by January at the latest. Hannah 101, can my birth certificate be a copy or it has to be the original? If Hannah 101, if you're the beneficiary going to the K1 visa interview, you must bring your original birth certificate plus a copy of the original birth certificate. Okay, Karina has her original Venezuelan birth certificate in the bag, ready to go for the visa interview. and she has a copy of it too. And I got it translated into English. Let's see. Teja Sweeney Mumadi. Diego, it says issued for us on the case status. So we have received the visa, right? The visa will, when you open up your passport and you look in page 5 or whatever, and you see a visa, you see a little pretty picture in there of your beneficiary. That's your visa. Okay? When it's in your passport. Okay? That's when it gets issued. When you open up the passport, you look at it, and there you go. That's the visa. Okay? When it says issued, that means your visa's approved, and you just got to wait for your passport. Jacob Myers. Hey, Diego, had a fun trip to Disneyland and cruise. Now, that was in Hong Kong. So you got to tell the folks where you were. You was in Hong Kong. We also got an interview date for December 19th. Okay, good. Sputum test results December 15th. So you're at the end here. Next month, in December, you're going to be done with this process. Teja Sweeney Mumadi, I'm so happy. We're happy for you. BYE, Hola Diego and Karina. Karina, a question for Karina. Pregunta para Karina. Karina has a question. Let's see right here.
No.
Es en español.
No. El martes recibo los exámenes médicos.
So Karina said no.
No.
Whatever that was. She said no.
No.
Okay. PO3 Rama, how long finally you got NO2? How long finally you got NO2? You mean to say, how long did it take us to get our NO2 letter? Let me see here. It was 400, I'm trying to remember, it was 409 days from NOA1 to NOA2, 409 days. 407, 409 days, right in there. Let me see. Lamin Jamang, hello Diego, how are you? The MVC transited my K1 packet in the USA. What? To the U.S. Embassy in Senegal, but I don't have my invoice number. Okay. So what you could do is send an email to the embassy and ask for it. You may not even need to use it. A lot of people, I didn't have to use the invoice number, but I did an inquiry to the MVC. I said, hey, I need my invoice number, guys, please. They sent me the case number, the invoice number, and they said, don't contact us anymore. We're done with you. Your visa is in Bogota. I said, okay, well, thanks. That's good news. I learned something from that. But I never had to use the invoice number for the embassy in Bogota, just the case number and the K1 and the DS-160 petition number. Let me see here. Lamin Jobang, hello Diego, how are you? Good. The MVC transited my K1 packet to the USA. And yeah, just send an email, okay, to Senegal. It didn't go to the USA, it went to the US Embassy in Senegal. Please, can you summarize the process to schedule K1 and K2 interview? I'm about to schedule in a few hours. In a few hours? Okay, well, you should have got an email from the embassy called the K1. It's the K1F. It's the packet 3, packet 4 email. You should have got an email from the embassy telling you how to do it. And they say, go to this link here and click on here and do the DS-160. And then click on this link here and go to here and do the and pay the visa fee. And then continue. When you get the visa fee paid, it opens up a whole world to you where you can schedule your biometrics and your interview. So you should have got an email with directions. Now every embassy is different, so I can't tell you the exact precise way, but that's the way it happened in Bogota. You got this. You should follow the directions, Nikki, on the email, the packet 3, packet 4 email. Okay, you got it? And Bud Garcia, how long does it take to get a ready status in Thailand? I got my NOA2 on October 20th. Okay, so let's see, October, November. So in January, Bud, around January timeframe, you will get the MVC case number. And if you don't get the invoice number with it, ask for it, get the invoice number. and and it's about 2 to 3 months from NOA 2. So I'm looking early January, hopefully December. But things might slow down because it's Christmas. Danny Apple, hi Diego. I got my NOA 1 letter October 7th, 2022. I just got my NOA 2 letter today, the 10th from the Philippines. Congratulations. The Philippines, we got lots of good people. We love our friends in the Philippines. Dumaguete, Cebu, Manila, we love you guys. We can't wait for you to get to the United States. And check out, when you get to the United States, if you're watching us from the Philippines, you got to go check out the Phil-Am clubs. In America, they have a lot of Filipino American clubs, okay, where you can go hang out with Filipinos and Americans. Heba Rozoko, hi Diego, thank you for all your support. Hey man, you got it, no problem. Bud Garcia, can the embassy deny a K1 visa? And if so, what are the things that will happen? Okay, the K1 visa can be denied at the embassy. The K1 visa can be denied in 2 places. USCIS, when you send your K1 visa packet, immigration gets it, and it's a total horrible mess, and the relationship is not real. They can tell it's just a bogus package. That in the photo, you got Photoshop pictures in there. Then they'll deny it. The embassy can deny it if your beneficiary, let's say, has a transmittable disease at the medical exam. Okay, a transmittable STD other than HIV, that's excluded. That could be a reason for a denial. If the immigration officer doesn't believe that your relationship is real, okay, then you could get a denial. I've seen that happen in Algeria, okay? So when you submit your K1 visa package, make sure you submit a strong K1 visa package at the beginning of when you send it, okay? So the main thing is to have a real relationship and make sure that all the information in your K1 visa package is good. You didn't send any Photoshop pictures. Immigration have a machine at USCIS. If you send a Photoshop picture, if you try to fool USCIS with a Photoshop picture with you and your beneficiary, that we were together when you really weren't, they'll figure it out in 2 minutes. They put all the pictures on a machine, and it tells them if it's Photoshopped or not. Let's see. I don't want to miss anybody's question. So yeah, the embassy can deny a K1 visa, and so can USCIS. Make sure you got all your ducks in a row. If you don't, if the embassy officer feels that you guys are in a fraud relationship, they're going to figure it out and they'll deny the visa. Cruz Nicolas, Diego, saludos. Dios te bendiga. Gracias. Tu también. Muy buena, good information. Cruz says, we're giving you guys good information. Well, we're glad to hear that because we want to see you get your K1 visas, guys. Okay, Jody Fairfield, awesome. Hopefully it works out and we'll get to meet you soon. Isabel is missing her friends and family from Colombia. That's normal. She's been here since July 22nd, and yes, we used to live in Navarre. We miss it. Okay, you say you miss Navarre now, but you should try living there now. It has grown exponentially. It's impossible to get to the beach in the summer. There's no room to park. The traffic is horrendous on Highway 98. Okay? I lived in Navarre for 15, 16 years, and I couldn't stand the traffic anymore, so I sold and moved to central Santa Rosa County. I got out of Navarre. Not because I don't like Navarre, but I couldn't stand having to wait at a red light, trying to go to Walmart. I couldn't deal with the traffic. So I moved north, and now I think everybody followed me north because now it's just as bad where I live now. But Navarre is still a beautiful place. Hannah 101, my fiance will take his original and copy of birth certificate to the interview, but does he need my original or can I send him a copy of my birth certificate? A copy is good from the sponsor. There's a copy of the sponsor's birth certificate or passport or naturalization certificate is good. the sponsor has to prove U.S. citizenship at the embassy interview. I'm right here with Karina. Okay, we go to the visa interview. I got my passport in my hand. I've got a copy of my passport ready to give the immigration officer. So that's what you got to do to prove citizenship. So your fiance, the beneficiary, will take the original birth certificate, his or her, and a copy, and a translation. If it's in a foreign language, you got to translate it into English. By a certified translator, not by your next door neighbor. Antonio Martinez, in my state, they stamp certified copy on the top in red. Sign it, stamp it in black on signature line, and use court seal at the bottom of the last page. So to be clear, I need to send it, not a copy. Send that, not a copy. Antonio, that is what you need to send your beneficiary, not a copy of that. If you send a copy of that, you're going to get a 221G administrative hold. You got to have that, exactly what you just told me right here in your notes. That's what your beneficiary will have in her hand. You got that? Joanna's traveling life. Hey, Diego, my fiance got his medical exam done the 26th of October. Okay. And has his interview the 17th. Would that affect his interview at the consulate? Well, if his medical exam is the 26th of October and his interview is on the 17th of October, his K-1 visa will be in administrative hold until they get the medical results. It just meant that the medical department was busy. He couldn't get the medical exam in time for the embassy. It's no big deal. You're just putting the cart before the horse, okay? So what's going to happen? Here's what's going to happen. You go to the interview. They say, where's the medical exam? Say, well, we got it scheduled for the 26th. Okay, well, we're going to hold on to your passport, or we're going to put your visa on hold until we get the medical exam. And you're good. You got that? John Labatt, hello, Diego and Karina. We had our medical in Manila. We got we plus 4 others received a sputum test. Yeah, that's normal for the Philippines. They were so busy November 14th, 15th, and 16th. Her test on medical was November 8th. Now we wait. There you go. Just hang in there. You got this, guys. Bud Garcia, I just worry about everything on this K-1 visa. Why are you worried? I have gotten through the hardest part, and that is USCIS. Yeah. The long wait between NOA 1 and NOA 2 is the hardest part. And then you gotta jump. Then the stress kicks in when you have to bounce between medical exams, biometrics, blood tests, visa interviews, getting the documents in order, making sure you follow the directions of the immigration, of the email from the embassy. But you just got to try to relax. It's not easy. It's easy for me to say that, but you got to try and relax so you don't mess up. Don't forget, if you got documents that you got to bring to the embassy, don't forget something. Don't forget the photos, or don't forget the I-134. Make sure you got your tax transcripts, your 1040s, your W-2s, 1099s. Just make sure you bring everything you can think of that the immigration officer may want. Let's see. Natasha, hey Diego, can I still sponsor my fiance if I'm only making a little over 20 grand? I was told I didn't have to meet 125% of the poverty guidelines until we marry. Okay, Natasha, if you don't meet 125, at the embassy you got to be at 100%. But the embassy officer may ask you for a joint sponsor if you're at 100% or just over 100%. The immigration officer may say, well, you got to be at 125% when you get married. So they may ask you for a joint sponsor. Get a joint sponsor, Natasha, and get the joint sponsor to fill out the I-134, get his tax returns, W-2s, bank statements, and all that stuff, and pay stubs. Get a joint sponsor and bring that information to the visa interview. Even though it's not technically required, it's going to save you a big headache, okay? If you listen to me, if you follow my directions, you're going to breeze through this. Get a joint sponsor. If you only make 20 grand a year, that's okay. No problem. but make sure you get a joint sponsor for the visa interview. Okay? Even though you got to bid 100%, please get a joint sponsor. John Labatt, can we go to interview on November 21st? Can we go to interview on November 21st? I don't know. Are you asking me if you can go to the visa interview? I don't understand the question. John, repeat it somehow different. Bud Garcia, is 61,000 plus enough for 2 people? Yes, Bud, that's plenty. You're good. You're good. Lily, Laura, wait a second. Diego, you forgot to read Nikki a call message. I read it. Didn't I? I mean, let me see. Let me page it back up. I don't want to miss anybody. I don't see it. I don't see it. If I see it, I'll read it. Let me see here. Lily Larkin, good evening. I wanted to know when would be the best time to do a last name change, before or after the wedding? After the wedding. Once you get married, then you change your last name. Wait till you get married. And then you get married and make sure the marriage certificate shows the name change for your sponsor. If you want to change your name to your sponsor's last name, make sure it's on the marriage license and the marriage certificate. Okay? So after you get married, let's see here. You got that, Lily? John Labatt, St. Luke said they will cancel our interview, but we checked, it's still good. Okay. Why would they cancel the interview? You go to the interview, they hold your passport, then you get your medical exam done. Jody Fairfield, I know. Remember the sign Navarre, Florida's best kept secret? Well, they changed it to Florida's most beautiful, most relaxing place, or something like that. The secret got out, and unfortunately, used to be the best. Navarre had the best schools for the kids. We'll move back down somewhere. Okay, Navarre was Florida's. I think it was America's or Florida's best kept secret. They had the sign posted as you entered the beach, and then somebody in there had a. I think it was the tourist people, the tourist development people in Navarre said, "Why don't we change the name from Florida's best kept secret to Florida's most relaxing place?" Somebody had to just change something, and it blew up in their face, and it cost millions and millions of dollars to change everything. But guess what? Navarre is now Florida's most relaxing place. I got out of there. I couldn't stand the traffic. But it's still beautiful. In the winter, go to Navarre Beach in January. Then you can park. You can find a parking spot because it's winter. Natasha, my mom can sponsor, but how much would she have to make? How big is your family? How many people are you bringing to the United States? I got to know family size. If you live in Alaska or Hawaii, you got to make more money than if you live in the other 48 contiguous states. Where do you live? What state do you live in? How many members of your family will you be bringing? How many people are you bringing to the United States? John Labatt, I'm on my way there Tuesday. Okay. November 14th. That's good. Joanna's traveling life. Do I qualify if I make $38,000 a year to sponsor 3 people? For 3 people, you got to make $31,075 a year plus $2,000 to be safe, which is $33,000 to $34,000. So $38,000, you're good to go. You are good to go, Joanna. Lily Larkin, thank you. Bud Garcia, sorry for one person, not for 2. I was thinking of my fiance and myself. Okay, no problem. John Labatt, my friend received a sputum. The appointment on 3 days, but that's what I thought. We just got a 221G, I think. Yeah, a sputum test. They're just checking for tuberculosis, that's all. They checked Karina for the same thing yesterday. Okay, it's easy. So, right? It's an x-ray. Everybody gets one. Okay, it's total personas. Let me see. John Labatt, yeah, 221G. Rama Hassan, hi Diego, I got my welcome letter. What is the next thing I do? Okay, now you're gonna wait for the embassy to email you. You're going to wait for in transit. Then you're going to wait for ready status. Then you're going to wait for the K1 FTP email. When you get the K1 FTP email from the embassy, you print it because you've got to bring that to the medical exam. Okay, got that, Rana? You wait. Now you're going to wait for the transit status, the ready status, and then the packet 3, packet 4 email from the embassy. Janiela James, if someone made 39,300, is that good to sponsor one person on the at 125%? Yes, perfectly good. You are qualified at that income for one person. It's actually 2 people because you have to include the sponsor, but you're good. You're good. John Labatt, St. Luke's told my fiance they will cancel our interview. Well, have they done it yet? Have they canceled it? D-Win, do I need to add assets to my I-134F if I make over poverty? If you want to, you can. If you want to, if you want to make sure your I-134 is strong and it's got a backbone or financial backing, go ahead and include it. I would. Let me see. Joanna's Traveling Life. Thank you for the info, Diego. I hope you and Karina are doing good. We're great. Look at Karina's face. She's happy as a clam. So the medical's over with. The biometrics is over with. Now we're just waiting on the scary visa interview. Okay? That's going to be November 16th at 7 o'clock in the morning. So that means I got to get up at like 4 o'clock in the morning. And I don't like getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I got up at 4 o'clock in the morning when I was in the Navy. I didn't like that, but I did it for 20 years. Now I got to get up at 4 o'clock because of the government's telling me I got to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning again. But it's all good because then Karina gets her visa. Let me see here. John Labatt's on his way with the paperwork. Natasha, it's just me and my mom, and we live in Georgia, and I'm bringing just one person. Okay, so your family size is going to be your mom, you, and the one person. Okay, so that's 3 people. So you got to make it at least $33,000 to $34,000 a year to be safe. Well, Janiela James, if someone made 39,300, is okay? Yeah, I answered that already. Let me see. Jania, what's that? Jody, Joanna's Traveling Life. Thank you for the info, Diego. I hope you and Karina are doing good. Jody Fairfield. They don't change the name anymore when you get married in Indiana. Okay, well, we're getting married in Florida. They don't do it until you go to the Social Security office. Okay. And after the marriage, I was like, what in the world? So that's Indiana. Indiana has its rules. You got 50 states in America. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is a quick, if you're coming from a foreign country, we want you to come to America. We got 50 states. We are what's known as a constitutional republic. And the 50 states, they all make up their own rules. Florida has its rules for this. Georgia has its rules for that. Indiana has its rules for this. New York has its rules for this. Whatever. And the 50 states all control themselves. So Indiana has this rule and Florida has this rule. So when you get to your state where you're going to live with your new husband or wife, American citizen, find out what the rules are for the state. What are the rules for this and for driving a car, getting a driver's license, getting married. So yeah, Indiana's got their own way of doing things. John Labatt, I will tell her we will just fly to Manila and go to the interview. Well, I would wait. The embassy hasn't canceled anything yet, right? Christopher Stout, you guys take this Saturday off. Enjoy yourself with a good dinner. Christopher, tomorrow we're going to get ready for our little niece Paola's birthday on Sunday. Okay, our little niece Paola, baby Paola. She's going to be 3 years old. So tomorrow we're going to go and get her birthday stuff ready. And then tomorrow night, we got the live stream. Okay, the live streams at, I don't know what time zone. The United States, they went back an hour. So I just roll out the time. I roll out the live stream when I can get it rolled out Today was 7:30 p.m. Bogota time. Let me see here. Lots of good questions. Now we're not going to take off Saturday. Karina's going to help. But Karina's a master cake designer. She's going to make a cake for Paula. She's going to make her birthday cake, and I'm going to watch her make it. I might just make a video of her making this cake, and then we'll help. She's going to help her friend Mihai. Mihai setting up her business in Bogota. It's not actually Bogota, but just outside there. Mohammed, hey Diego, what documents do I need from the joint sponsor? Okay, I-134 has got to be filled out and signed original. 3 years worth of tax returns, 3 years worth of tax transcripts, 3 years worth of W-2s, 1099s if you are self-employed, 12 months worth of bank statements, 6 months worth of pay stubs, and a letter. And a letter from the employer for your joint sponsor. That's what you need. And then the embassy officer may only take just the 1040 or the tax transcript. Let the embassy officer decide what they want, okay? But bring all that stuff to the visa interview. Your joint sponsor, I-134, W-2s, 1099s if you're self-employed, 1040s, tax transcripts, pay stubs 6 months, bank statements 12 months, letter from the employer, okay? Immigration want to see how much money your joint sponsor makes and if they qualify for the number of people in the family. Miguel Arellano, got my ready status October 13th. As far as I know, I just wait for consulate. Correct, my fiance is in Mexico. Okay, if you got the ready status, now you're going to wait for the packet 3, packet 4 email from the embassy telling you to start the process to schedule the visa interview, pay the visa fees. Bud Garcia, thank you for all the information. Diego, hope you and Karina have a blessed night. Oh, we will. Every night's a blessed night. Okay, when I'm with Karina, we're not going to be separated anymore. We're separated almost for a year. That was a difficult process, but you got to be patient during this K1 visa process. That's what I try to help you guys get through this. I try to help you. I try to help you understand the process so you know your mind isn't going to play games with you and you think something's going to go wrong. It's not going to go wrong unless you don't qualify. Let me see here. Janiela James, Diego, on the I-765, it asks about your household. I put 3 because they asked for people living in your house. But on the I-864 household size, it's just you and who you're sponsoring. I'm a little confused. Well, it's a little confusing. When you fill out the I-864 affidavit of support for the green card, it's a little confusing on how to fill it out. So I'm going to make a video on exactly how to do that. Okay, so be patient with me, guys. Remember, I'm in Bogota, Colombia, up in the mountains here. Lucky to have lights on and internet. No, I'm kidding. You know, I'm lucky. I can't hardly. It's hard for me to breathe at this altitude. We're at 10,300 feet above sea level, so it's kind of hard for me to breathe. But Karina is keeping me going. All right. I'll make a video on the I-864 on household size. Okay, you got to remember, don't mess up the number. If you know what your household size is, your total household size, that's going to be the bottom line that they're looking for. And then go backward up that line on that page of 3, I think it is, and then don't double include people. Don't include people twice, because if you do, that's going to increase your family size. So you got to be very careful when you fill out the I-864 that you don't include people twice. So figure out your family size, Janiela, and put that on the bottom where it says total, okay? And then work backwards from there. I hope that helps you for right now. Danny, hello, Diego. The embassy says that it is recommended to translate civil documents. Okay, is it a recommendation? Danny, let me tell you. You got to translate your birth certificate if it's in a foreign language into English. The U.S. Embassy in Bogota, Colombia says you don't have to. Yeah, no. Do it. I got Karina's birth certificate translated into English and her police certificate translated into English from Venezuela and Colombia. Okay, those are the civil documents. Get them translated. John Labatt, Diego, St. Luke's, the X-ray person told 4 women they will cancel their interview on November 21st for the same day. We will check again to see if it's canceled. She goes for 3 days for the sputum. Okay. Yeah, you just got to go by what the embassy tells you. Okay. Lily Lurkin, if we have an interview in January 2024, will we still need tax return for 2022? Since it does not come out until February 2024. Well, January 31, by January 31, you should have your 1099s by law. I'm not a CPA. I'm not a certified public accountant or anything. I'm not giving you any legal advice, immigration advice, zero. Okay, but you should be able to file your taxes in January if you have your W-2s and 1099s. Okay, the cutoff date for 1099s is January 31. If you can file your taxes in January of 2023, in 2024, then you can include your 2023 tax return for the green card adjustment of status. If you don't file your taxes until April of 2024, then you include your 2022, 2021, and 2020 tax returns. Okay, you got it? So if you have an interview in January of 2024, you will need your tax returns for 2022. Yes. Jody Fairfield, Indiana stinks. Come on, move. Get out of there. No, it's not bad, just chilly. Florida is my happy place. Would love to see a video of Karina's cake. Oh, it's in your, okay. All right, I'll make a video of Karina making her cake. We will be doing adjustment of status steps with us on, will you be doing your adjustment of status steps with us on YouTube? Yeah, I'm going to do everything with you guys on YouTube. Okay, we're going to have our wedding on the beach. We'll make some video of the wedding. But remember, right now I'm in Colombia, so it's hard. I'm going to make some videos, but I got to walk around road noise. When we get to Florida, I'm going to be making videos again, more interesting. Okay. And I'm sorry, Jody, about Indiana, but we can invite you to Florida. But remember, in Florida, we get hurricanes. But you don't pay any taxes on your income, only to the feds. We will do our adjustment of status process in videos, so you guys can follow along with us. Okay? But it will be in Florida. It's not going to be here. Miguel, thank you, boss. How hard is it to get Mountain Dew in Colombia? There, Miguel Arellano. There is 0 Mountain Dew in Colombia. Okay, now Karina's brother went to 7 supermarkets looking for Mountain Dew. Couldn't find it. 7. We went to 2. 0. So I'm on, instead of Mountain Dew, I'm on H2O. Oh, it is Colombian Lima Limon, and it's good. Joanne is traveling live. Will you and Karina be traveling back together to the States? Oh, yeah. And our cat, Tokyo. I don't know where our cat went. Donde is Tokyo? Oh, he's playing around in the, he's chasing pigeons out there looking out the window, looking at pigeons, or whatever he's doing. Yes, Karina and I will be traveling together on Avianca Airlines from Bogota to Miami, okay? And then we're going to rent an SUV, and we're going to drive from Miami to Santa Rosa County, which is about an hour drive. So Karina's going to get to see all of Florida, unless she's sleeping, because she's worn out, but I don't think so. Her eyes are going to be white as plates when she gets to America and sees the new life she's going to have. Jody, again, so happy for you both and wish you both the best. Thanks, Jody. Thank you so much for all you do for us. No problem. I understand it's not easy going through this. Excited to be a part of your journey. Have a wonderful night. Jody, every night's wonderful. You know, the cat broke the TV, so I can't watch YouTube on the TV because the cat broke the TV. We had a big earthquake here. The whole apartment was shaking, and the TV came out of the wall just a little bit. So Karina, I was in Florida. Karina took the TV down, put it on the nightstand, and Tokyo jumps up on the nightstand, knocks it over, and broke it into a billion pieces. So the TV survived the earthquake in Bogota, but it didn't survive the cat. So I got no TV. So I got to watch. I got my laptop. It's Karina's laptop. It's not mine. It's hers for her business when she makes her cakes. When we get to Florida. Let me see. Mohammed, I just started a new small business this year. Okay. And there is no tax for it yet. What should I take to the interview? Well, if you can't prove income for this year, you're going to have to bring to the interview a joint sponsor. You got to show income for 2023. Okay. If you don't have any income for 2023, well, because you're starting a new business, that's great. You're a capitalist entrepreneur. I love that. I like to see that. And I hope you make a ton of money with your business. But immigration want to see 2023 income. Okay, excuse me, 2022 income. Correction. So, if you started a new business this year in 2023, you got to bring the business license, proof of ownership of the company, and all that stuff. Plus, you got to prove income that qualifies for the visa. John Labatt, thanks, my friend. She will be so happy to know we may be able to attend the November 21. Yeah, you just wait for the embassy to tell you no. Okay, right now you're good. And if you go in there and say, well, we got a medical exam in next week, okay, you're putting the cart before the horse, but don't worry about it. Miguel, the first Mountain Dew sip with your woman by your side will be an amazing moment. Yeah. I've been here a week and a half, and I haven't had a Mountain Dew in a week and a half. And Karina's never tried Mountain Dew. She's never had a Mountain Dew. She kept asking me, what is it? I can't describe it. You got to drink it. So when Karina gets to the United States, I got a fridge full of Mountain Dew, thanks to Pete B and Denise Jefferson and all of our Super Chat friends. And Karina is going to be probably drinking Mountain Dew because she's never had it before. Okay, guys, I've been talking for an hour. Karina's very tired. I'm tired. We've been busy all day running around. And so we're going to sign off. And tomorrow, we'll be back tomorrow night at 7 p.m. or 8 p.m., somewhere in there. Okay? For mi amor, ¿qué hora mañana tú terminas el trabajo? Con mi gente.
No.
There's no mañana?
Sé, no.
So, permiso live stream mañana?
Sí, claro.
Okay, tomorrow we'll be on the live stream, 7 p.m., 8 p.m. right in there. Okay, guys?
Sí.
Hold on a second. Candy at Caramel, I came late. You're good. We'll be back tomorrow. Lily Lurkin, thank you guys for all that you do. Much appreciated. Lily, thanks for watching. And we will see you guys tomorrow night. Okay? So, buenas noches, linda noches. What did you say? Buenas sueño. Okay. See you guys tomorrow.